What's up everyone, it's Nick here at the BuzzLux YouTube channel, and today I'm going to go over how to install World of Warcraft on a Linux computer. So this is one of the ways I found out to install World of Warcraft, and it worked for me. Now, since World of Warcraft isn't natively supported on Linux, you have to use a tool. It's called Play on Linux. And what that does, it pretty much emulates kind of like a Windows C drive onto your computer. It's like kind of like emulates that sort of environment, so you can run executables on the computer and stuff like that. So that's the tool we're going to be using in this video, and I'll go over kind of the performance of World of Warcraft after I go up the setup here. Now I already have it installed, so some steps I'll just tell you what's going to happen. I'm not going to actually reinstall it. It actually took a really long time. I ended up bringing my computer next to my router and actually hardwiring into the router with an Ethernet cord, and it wasn't actually installing over wireless. So if you're having a problem installing World of Warcraft on your computer, it could just be your wireless. You might actually have to hardwire it into your router in order to actually install it. But after it's installed, at least for me, it's working fine over wireless, being able to play it and stuff. So to get started, you're going to want to go to your Start menu, go to your Software Manager, and type in our password here. Once this loads up here, we're going to type in Play on Linux. Oh, might have to type it all in one word, sorry. Play on Linux. There we go. And it's going to be this top one right here. You're just going to click on this and then click Install right here. And this is kind of like a graphical front for a program called Wine, which is like the actual software that lets you run Windows programs on Linux. So once you select the program you want to install, it will install Wine and the necessary components to be able to run it. So once you have it installed, you can just go to your Games section here and click Play on Linux. And that will launch this right here. Now when this is installed, you won't see World of Warcraft right here just yet. You're going to have to click Install a Program. And this is going to refresh the list, kind of like the cache it has of different software. And I'll be right back when it loads. Sometimes it takes a little bit. Okay, once that finishes updating, you're going to see this. What we want to do is we want to click World of Warcraft. Okay, and then we're just going to select this regular World of Warcraft right here. And then you're going to click Install. We're just going to click OK to that. And then you're pretty much just going to click through this whole thing right here. Now I already have it installed, so it says overwrite existing here, but for you it should just say install or something along those lines. Now after this, the next step, it's going to ask you to either point to a CD or DVD or an executable. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to the World of Warcraft or Battle.net website and type in your account info, and then go to where you can download Game Client, and it'll give you this executable right here. It's just like a really small download file that will run the Battle.net installer for you and download the game and all that kind of stuff. So, and then it's basically just next through and let it run, and then when it finishes setting up Wine, it will launch the Battle.net client and have you like log in and stuff, and then it will just start downloading the game for you. So that's pretty cool. Now the Battle.net thing, Battle.net installer, it it downloads the game for you and everything like that, and you can like pause it and close out of the Battle.net if you have to like shut down the computer for whatever reason while it's like halfway through installing or something. And then to pick it back up again, you have to go back through this whole step, all these steps here, and just click overwrite existing data, and then it will just launch the Battle.net installer again and pick up where it left off. So that's good to know. I figured that out through the process when I had to stop it and restart it a couple times. But eventually it installed all the way. And then once it installs all the way, what I did was it'll have like install button here, because this Play on Linux stays open. You want to keep this open the whole time while the Battle.net installer is running. But once it finishes and it has like the play button, you'll still have pretty high CPU usage up here while this is running right here. And the way I found out to get around that was actually there's like a button here that says it installed or something like that, and that just like verifies that it installed for you. And then it will show up here and it'll give you a desktop shortcut for World of Warcraft after you like confirm that it was installed. So I'm not sure how this is going to work once there's like a new update available, because if you launch it from the desktop here, it skips the Battle.net client, and it just like launches the game like the old school way. Here you'll have to select your region, and then it just says you'll be restricted to the Americas if you do that. You just click yes, and that launches every time you launch it this way as well. But then it just launches like the normal game here. So I'm not sure how that's going to work when there's like a patch that needs to be applied. You might have to go back through the installer like I was showing you and do like overwrite existing. And if you do the overwrite existing, at least while installing the game, it just picked up where it left off with the Battle.net installer. So I'm thinking it might do the same thing when there is a required patch you need to fill or you need to apply. I'm thinking it will just go through again and launch Battle.net client and then update it, and then you can click install or installed again to verify that it was installed. That's my guess how it's going to work. I'm not sure because it's up to date right now. But I'll update in the description if that's in fact how it works, how you update it again in the future once there's like a new patch that comes out. But I'll be right back. I'm going to log in and we'll test out some performance, how it runs. Alright, I'm back. Now, when you first log in, it's every time you log in, it's going to do this. It's going to like bring you to like a new character screen, or just like an empty like Dalaran server or something like that. So, and that's every time, at least since I've been logging in and testing. You just want to go click back. If you play World of Warcraft, you'll understand. It's kind of like when realms are just coming back up. It will like do the same thing. You have to like select your realm and stuff, and then yeah, then you should be good to go and you'll be able to log into your characters and stuff. So here I'll just log in, and well, I think I'm in Orgrimmar right now, so we'll kind of get a sense of performance from that. I believe I have it set to the Ultra preset right now. Yeah, it was once you figure out the Play on Linux thing, it's really not that difficult to get this running on a Linux machine. So pretty cool. Here, it's just kind of loading in the map right now. As you have it on the Ultra preset right here. I'll do I think it's Control R. Yeah. As you get your frame rate counter here. .40 frames per second on Ultra, and Orgrimmar is not too bad. Not too bad at all, actually. Yeah, and someone said, or I remember reading online, that the cinematics are like messed up or something when you run it on Linux, when you run WoW on Linux, but that opening cinematic worked fine. I didn't see any green screen or anything like I read online about. But yeah, as you can see, pretty smooth in Orgrimmar at least. I'll probably do a raid video sometime in the future. I'm not really in like a raiding guild anymore, so I'm gonna have to do like looking for raid, but that'll give you a good idea of how it performs in like a raid environment. Which I think it's gonna perform pretty well. If it can do 30 frames per second in Orgrimmar like this on Ultra, I think it's gonna do pretty good in an instance environment. So I'll upload another video on like raid performance with a Pentium, overclocked Pentium, and I'll do like temperature readings and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, performs pretty well. This is pretty much on par, at least in the Orgrimmar, with my laptop I have that has an i7. So yeah, thank you for watching. Please stay tuned for more of my videos.